The topic of today's webinar is upskilling for success, career development in the era of Gen AI. So I would say that out of all the research that I've done, these are the two things that are consistently coming up is not only important, but also when it comes to career development, maybe a little bit of mixed satisfaction.
So we have a lot of data to present, and which is what a large portion of the conversation is going to be about. Um, but in a lot of this data was eye-opening. Piyush, I know you have a lot of experience behind this. I'm curious, what are the things that you're seeing on your end that speak to this data? What surprised you? What didn't?
I can tell you as an employee, as a HR leader, and as a former business executive, this doesn't surprise me. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't surprise me. We've seen year after year, and I'm sure QuestionPro has seen it as well, employee surveys where career development, talent management always had some of the lowest scores in
Yeah.
the surveys. I've seen it for many years in my career. And this is what we're seeing, that there are pain points from the employee side, but there are also pain points from the organization's point of view. So let's dig in and see, some of the learnings that we've had. How have we tried to address is another topic, but let's think about what are those pain points.
Yeah.
So from an employee perspective, there are two things that we have found. One is I don't have a clear career path in the company.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've heard that. Uh, and then we used to say, but you have a career conversation with your manager. But then they turn around and tell you, that conversation is just a conversation. And that is I think it says a lot, because every company encourages the managers to have these conversations, but many times the employee feels that it's gone nowhere. So I think there is that part that really needs to be addressed. The second piece is, managers telling them, oh, there is so much of learning content. We have subscribed to this course and that course, and there's so much, go check it out, improve your skills. And the employees are saying, listen, we are also consumers, right? We are employees of this company. We are also consumers. We live in a world where everything is personalized for me, whether it's Netflix telling me what to watch next, or it's Amazon telling me what to buy next. Um, you know, my company is not telling me, do this program and here's your career path. You will grow in this role. You can go and do this other role, but you need to upskill yourself. And by the way, these are the 3 recommended programs for you. And I think that's the environment that they live in, and they're not able to really empathize with the organization that's not telling them, exactly what to do. They're only hearing, high level statements like, you got to be the CEO of your career, you got to take your destiny in your hands. But, I spend a lot of time with my company versus buying those things and watching Netflix. But then at least I expect that the company takes care of me and tells me exactly what I need to do next. So that's a employee pain point. If you come down to the organization and organization saying, yeah, I'm hearing the employees say that, but every time I go look for a role, it takes so much time to fill that role. And I'm losing business. I'm not able to deliver on my budgets because I don't have the skills I need. Then the second part of the organization pain points are, the recruiters saying this, that when we open a new role, I don't know enough about the employees. I don't know what skills they have. I don't know which are the 3 best employees that match with this role. So what do I do in that scenario? I just run outside the organization to look for, people, candidates with those skills. And I try to do it as fast as I can. I bring them in, and then guess what happens? There's a cultural mismatch.
Right.
You've spent so much money, and then your first year attrition usually is the highest attrition in your company. We used to call it the golden year. If you got people over the first year into your second, third, and fourth, then you've got them for a longer period of time. So there are pain points from both sides. Now let's talk about, in this era of Gen AI, this gap between employee and employability is only going to increase. And I think businesses have a serious role and responsibility to address this gap. And guess, in today's day and age, this can very much be addressed.